Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the KV220T, the Russian big heavy in tier 5, one of the most OP tier 5s in the game, or it once was the most OP. Not so much now, because people now really know how to deal with the tank. Unfortunately, this tank is only coming for sale in the EU server. For the RU, the Asia and the NA, you will be getting the Hydrostat. I am not sure why Wargaming keep doing this. This tank, I believe, has never been for sale in the other servers. I think maybe the RU, I'm not sure about Asia, but it definitely hasn't been for sale on the NA server. I don't know why. I've questioned them, haven't got no response. I really don't know why this tank never comes for sale on the NA server, and I would love to know why. I'd love to know why. Why don't NA guys get this? Skate Extreme done a charity stream a few years ago where he got a few of these to give away, and some people from the NA server won this tank, and they won the tank. They was allowed to have it, so it's not like it can't be put on the NA server. So I just don't understand why. And there's so many NA guys that would love this tank, that would absolutely love this tank, because it is a really good tank. It's basically a stock KV1 with a KV3 hull. So when you are driving it, the penetration isn't good. The penetration on the tank isn't great, so you will bounce a lot of shots, or you won't pen a lot of shots. But the armor profile on this is insane, especially if you manage to get top tier against those tier 4s. Hardly anything will be able to pen you, and that is why this is one of the most broke tier 5 tanks in the game. You kind of, to make your armor effective, you've kind of got to over angle, and when you over angle, that is when the armor really does become effective and you start bouncing those shots. If you're looking at a tank directly in front of you, then they can just go and shoot the bottom plate, especially if they've got gold or premium ammunition loaded. Now this tank is for sale, I believe, around $6, as I'm being told. Things could change. So if it is cheaper or if it is more expensive, then it's not my fault. I get told of a price, and that is what the price I'm telling you. So it should be $6. If you're on the EU server and you don't own this tank, then $6 or £6, £5 or whatever, then this is a good tank to have in your collection. It is a good tank to have. But as I've said, nowadays it's not as OP as it once was. People really sort of know how to start dealing with this tank. They know now to start just switching up to the premium ammunition, and you're going to get penned a lot more. I mean, the last time I rolled out in this, I got one shot off and everyone just absolutely wrecked me. Good game there from the Ru 9197, a really good mate of mine, a patron. And we're going to have a game here from Confalito, another patron of mine, and this game, he is top tier, and this game here will show just how good this tank can be. Now look at the angles he is at against that M7, and that is the kind of angles that you have to have, that you have to do when driving this tank. He's coming out sideways, but he's still coming out sideways at an angle where the side armor is just absolutely insane. And it's not just the side armor of this thing that is insane. The front, the rear, just the tank is just stupidly well armored. Stupidly well armored. Now this is a tier 5 tank and he's in a tier 4 game. Just keep watching the blocked damage that he does this game. Not just the block damage, but the damage that he does as well. Now he's already on 740 block damage, and again, he's not looking at coming directly at the side out. He wants to come out sideways, but at an angle, and that's where the armor is most effective. So there is 2 tanks down for his team now. He is now going to start backing up, and this is what I mean. Look, he's backing up. He's now got these tanks side on, and he's still going to bounce from the side. That is when you're up against this tank, it's not so much for me because I just switched to premium, and to be honest, I don't really see many of these. I don't really play tier 5, tier 4 or tier 6 anyway, so I don't often come up against them. But if you do come up against them, just load the gold. Try and not shoot the side. Try and shoot the front or the rear if you can. But even the rear of this tank is very strong, and you can still bounce a lot of shots when you're not looking at the tanks. And especially if you are up against the tier 4s, people with not so many battles, maybe don't even know how to switch to the premium ammunition, you're gonna bounce almost everything. Now Confalito, he's bounced 1460 blocked shot already, damage already, sorry. So he's going to get a lot more. He's going to get a lot more damage and a lot more block damage. It's now a 3 versus 5. A 3 versus 5. There goes the KV1, and it's now a 2 versus 5. But the T-34 and his team is going to get taken out very, very soon. So he's actually doing the right thing here. He's reversing up, trying to get the shots off on these guys that were focusing on the T-34. And now it's a 1 versus 5. A 1 versus 5. And just look at all this block damage. Nobody can pen. And it's actually going to be the KV1 that you could say is a bit of a dummy, because he's only going to be shooting HE, but he's actually going to be one of the only ones to also be able to penetrate because he's shooting the HE. There goes the M8A1. So it's now a 1 versus 4. He's blocked 2,600 damage, an insane amount, 2,800. He's on 1,900 damage and 2 kills. And you can see you don't even need to try and angle. Just focus on a tank with the lowest hit points. Try and get him gone. Now, he has got the APCR loaded, which is the premium round. Maybe I think it was because he's had that loaded for since the beginning of the game, pretty much, where he switched to the premium round to deal with a certain tank. And I think he's just forgot to switch it back. So he is now getting shot. He is getting penned from a couple of the tanks, and he is now a 1-shot to any of these 3 tanks. And every single tank is going to take at least 2 shots. Maybe the Excelsior he can clear with 1 shot, but he's carrying on bouncing. He is carrying on bouncing in. Even the Excelsior is going to say in the chat in a moment, monster. It doesn't say it there. I think he misspelt. He's going to just say monster. And this is what this tank is. When played right against the right enemy, this tank is an absolute monster. 3,950 block damage. He's on 4 kills. He's just about to get his 5th kill. The Excelsior misses, but he still needs to pay attention, because we know that this KV1 is shooting HE. So he is going to penetrate. He needs to get lucky, and he does get lucky, and he's left with 31 hit points. And that means he can just poke out and take the shot. So 3,950 block damage, 6 kills, and he ends on just over 3k damage. A 1 versus 5 Kolobanov. He of course gets that steel wall, pull medal, Top Gun, high caliber, Kolobanov medal. He only makes 51,000 credits because he was shooting APCR all battle. And look at that, 1,300 assistance, 1,300 XP, and just look at that team. So that is the KV220. I will be making a video on the Hydra stat as well, but this is definitely a must-have tank if you are on the EU server. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy. I'll catch you soon.